Last night on MasterChef Australia, it was a tight competition.
A 7 out of 10.
But Danielle couldn't overcome the Danish master.
That's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Tonight, a MasterChef first.
This isn't a traditional challenge.
It's a tag team relay.
If I don't get it right here, it's just going to go pear-shaped.
On the menu,
Look at them!
chaos.
I walk into the kitchen, it looks like a bomb's gone off.
And look who's coming to dinner.
I've never felt so starstruck in my life.
International icon, Nigella Lawson.
Your eyes are not deceiving you.
We have cooked Nigella's recipes and we're about to serve them to Nigella.
But which team will get the nod?
So cute. In our garden, there is a beautiful table with tea and cupcakes. Are we having a high tea this morning? Come on, let's get out and have a look. Oh, this is so delightful.
Oh, look, there's words on them.
Oh,
9 a.m.
House.
Meet us at Vaucluse House at 9 a.m.
It's already 8:15. You should go.
We all pile into the cars. I'm automatically thinking team challenge, hundreds of old women that I have to serve cupcakes to.
We arrive at Vaucluse House Tea Rooms, and it's a beautiful formal gardens surrounding this gorgeous house.
I could be in a Jane Austen novel. It's just absolutely gorgeous. But I have a feeling that it's going to be only hard work from now on.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Gary.
It's time for your next team challenge. And we're here at Vaucluse House. This place is steeped in history, but it has never seen anything like what is about to happen today.
This isn't a traditional team challenge. This is the first MasterChef Tag Team Challenge.
Tag team challenge to me, I instantly think it's a relay. You know, you're passing the baton on.
Here's the deal. We'll divide you into 2 teams. Each team will have to produce the same 6 classic dishes.
The first person in the kitchen is going to get 25 minutes. From then on, each person gets 20 minutes once they're tagged.
Now the hard part. The first cook into the kitchen will be the only cook to see the recipes. When the next cook tags in, you will have just 60 seconds to pass on any information.
You can see now that communication here is going to be absolutely imperative. In a kitchen, it's crucial. Get it wrong, customers get the wrong meals, reputations are lost.
The key to today's challenge is strong, clear communication. You want to have the right information, or you could end up cooking something completely left of centre.
This challenge, you got to fight to win, because the reward is 1 in a million. You're going to get to have lunch at Tetsuya's with Tetsuya and Eleanor Arzak. She's been in Australia as a guest of the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival. One of the few women in the world that has 3 Michelin stars.
You would not believe how much I want to go to this reward lunch. I have wanted to go to Tetsuya's restaurant for about 15 years.
So from the good news to the bad news. If you're on the losing team, this challenge is a ticket to possible elimination. As a team, you will decide which 2 members have contributed most to your loss. Those 2 team members will go head-to-head in an elimination, and one of those people will go home.
Having to pick 2 people, it's really not something that I want to be a part of, and so I really don't want to lose today.
Now, for the all-important team pick. Everyone 30 and under, please step forward. You guys are now the Gen Y red team.
I think the Gen Y team are going to be really good today. I've grown up with having Facebook on, texting, studying, doing all those things at once, so we're pretty good at multitasking.
That makes you guys the Gen X blue team with 2 baby boomers thrown in the mix.
So it looks like we have the old farts and the young tarts. So here we go.
Peter, you're one of the baby boomers. What are you going to bring?
Experience.
Wisdom.
Their minds are going to be going left and right.
Matt, young gun's going to win today?
Definitely. You know, we're younger, we got more of our memory, kind of.
Generation Y isn't really known for their attention spans, so I'm thinking that they're going to be in a bit of trouble, and if we keep our minds on the task, we could really knock it out.
Blue team, red team, you need to decide, number 1, who's going to be your captain. Number 2, the order of cooking. Who will go first, who will go last.
Okay, I'll be captain.
Okay.
The way I think it should run is I'll go in there first and prep everything, and then like you and Rachel back each other because you get along really well.
Right from the beginning, Adam wants people that relate well in the house together to follow on from each other because he knows that they will communicate clearly and understand each other well.
Who's going to captain?
I'm happy to put my hand up.
Alana, beautiful.
I put my hand up today to be captain because I think it's my time to do it. I played Aussie rules for 4 years, and during that time I was selected in the Australian side all those 4 years running. So I think it's really set me up for a competition like MasterChef, just having that competitive streak.
I'm pumped. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really good.
Adam, you're the captain of the blue team. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We've got a great team and really good cooks.
As we know, you're 1 member short, so who in your team is going to cook twice?
I'm going to get Billy to cook twice today. I think it's a great advantage having 1 less person. I can have Billy have 2 bites of the cherry. Billy's amazing at plating, so I've got a bit of a strategy there where he'll be early on in the piece and also finishing up for me.
Alana, you're the team captain?
Yep.
Excited?
I am. I can't wait to get in there and start this challenge.
Adam, Alana, you're the first 2 people in the kitchen and the only 2 people that will be seeing the recipes. Your 25 minutes starts now.
I run to the kitchen and I can see a huge assortment of ingredients. There's recipe cards.
My strategy is to get everything organised with 6 recipes, and my cooks will be good enough to improvise from there. I own a scuba diving company in Brisbane. I have 12 staff and it's really important to communicate well. So hopefully I'm a very good communicator. I want to prove that today. There's 6 dishes I've got to get my head around. A rib roast with Yorkshire pudding, creamy potato gratin, Brussels sprouts with pancetta, and a game pie. And on top of that, we've got 2 desserts. Red velvet cupcakes and devil food cake. I hope like hell I can remember to tell Billy everything.
This 25 minutes is super stressful for me. I am basically setting up the entire challenge for my team. If I don't get it right here, it's just going to go pear-shaped.
Alana, strategy, what are you doing?
I'm getting all the ingredients measured out for them.
So no actual cooking?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the hardest dish, do you think?
It'll be most likely the cakes, I think, just because you've got to have exact quantities for the cakes.
Well, let's hope you measure everything out correctly.
I know.
If I measure out all the ingredients for the devil's food cake and the red velvet cupcakes, I'm absolutely certain that somebody will be able to put them together perfectly.
Alana, your 25 minutes is up and the recipe's over. You've got 60 seconds to tag in your next team member. Off you go.
Right, we've got potato gratin.
Nice and quick, mate. All right. The first thing we've got is a potato gratin, a rib roast, Brussels sprouts, a game pie with a pastry. We've got red devil cupcakes. No, this is a second cake, so that's the cupcakes. And then you've also got, I've forgotten this one. Holy crap. I've got to the last recipe and I have forgotten the name of it.
That's it, blue team. Your time's up. Adam, get out, mate.
Time's up. That's when I remember the devil's food cake. I've got the ingredients out, so hopefully Billy figures it out. Sorry, Billy.
That's it, blue team. Your time's up. Adam, get out, mate.
Today it's a tag team challenge. The first person has 25 minutes to read 6 recipes. Then you've got a 1-minute handover to the next person. My 1 minute with Billy's up. I don't know what's happened. I left out one dish, devil food cake.
I know we are doing a roast, and then we've served with a potato gratin, and there's a game pie, there's a red velvet cupcake, and there's one more, which we have no idea what it is.
I'm a little bit flustered, actually. I have to admit, I'm a little bit flustered. So I start on the sweet pastry for the game pie. It is a very challenging pastry to make. I only made it once and failed, so...
Right, Billy, you've had your 20 minutes cooking. It's time to tag in the next person.
Now, come here. We have now a game pie, so I'm browning all the meat for the game pie.
I just have to tell Craig, we don't know what the last dish is. By the look of the few ingredients that has been measured out, it looks like a chocolate cake.
I think it's a cake, yeah. OK.
Normally in all these challenges, we're able to yell out encouragement and instructions.
Your 60 seconds is up.
But today, we can't say anything. It's going to be very difficult to zip it and not help.
Daniel, quick, come round. What we've got 6 dishes. Right. First dish that I've got on here, it's a game pie.
I put that veal loin into the pie mix for extra colour. I'm pretty confident that people down the line are going to realise that that isn't going to be going in the pie.
Next one, rib roast.
I feel quite overwhelmed. There's 6 dishes here.
Right, guys, your time's up.
My aim for the next 20 minutes is to make sure that the potato gratin's on, the rib roast is on, and that the pastry is done for the pie. There's fresh suet in the fridge, so I grab that out and start grating that up with some butter.
Danielle, lots going on.
I'm just going to get the pastry rolled out so I can put it in the fridge.
OK.
So I need to get cracking.
Being that it's a suet pastry, you need to handle it as little as possible. Otherwise, it will just be tough and chewy and not very nice to eat.
George, what a fantastic challenge. And this is the first tag team challenge we've ever had on MasterChef. They've got to make 6 very simple classic dishes that include roast beef and Yorkshire puddings, a beautiful game pie, Brussels sprouts with pancetta, a gratin dauphinoise, which is like creamy potatoes, and then some sweet things. We've got a devil's food cake and red velvet cupcakes.
Sounds delicious, but those recipes sound very familiar.
What they don't know, George, is that the person that authored those recipes is actually Nigella Lawson. She sold over 3 million cookbooks. And on top of that, she's actually here today and she's going to be tasting them.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
Right, Craig, that's it, mate. We're going to tag in your next team member.
Right, now, this is a red velvet cupcakes.
Yes.
It's a game pie.
I walk into the kitchen and it looks like a bomb's gone off. There's information coming at me from every direction. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. The first thing that becomes obvious to me is that I need to multitask. I've got a pie that Craig is in the middle of making. I need to finish that off, and so that's what I start with first.
Hey, Kate, so that's the filling to the pie.
Yeah. There's all different sizes in there.
Is it going to be nice and tender, that meat?
Well, maybe I'm overcooking it. I pull it off the heat, and when I touch it, it is still springy, but I can't help but feel like maybe I've dried this out. I put the pastry lid on, and when I scan around the kitchen again, I realise that rib roast is sitting there. This is a big lump of meat. I'm halfway through our team. I know that we've got to get this meat in the oven.
Kate, your time's up. Your 60 seconds starts.
Okay, 6 dishes. Rib roast, I've just sealed it. It's got to go into the oven. Yep. We've also got Yorkshire puddings to go with that.
This is where the day has to be saved. Hopefully 2 mothers can communicate and get us back on track, and that was my plan, putting them together. Please, girls, mum, let's work it out.
We've got red velvet cupcakes in the oven. I've also just put in a game pie, so keep an eye on that. Yes. I suspect that there is a chocolate cake. I wasn't told about it.
I update Rachel with where everything's at. I also tell her that I think there might be a chocolate cake because we've got ingredients for chocolate cake. That's all I get time to tell her, and then I have to leave the kitchen.
Okay, so I've done the cupcakes. They're velvet cupcakes with icing, and this goes on top of the icing.
Yeah. Before it goes in the oven?
No, after when they're iced.
Yeah.
Then in here is a rib roast and the potatoes. So they're done.
Arena tells me to just keep an eye on the roast. It looks like it's just kind of been put in. I don't really think anything of it because I've got so many other things going on. There's a lot more questions that I'd love to ask Arena, but 60 seconds is not a lot of time. The last thing Arena was doing was getting her red velvet cupcakes ready for the oven. So I just finished that off and I put them in the oven. After that, the mixture for the pie was left on the stove, and all I can remember is that needs to go into the pie and then it needs to be put in the oven. Ali puts the piece of veal, just there for flavour, into the pastry casing and then seals it all up and puts it into the oven. So it's going to be this lovely mince with this big, thick chunk of veal. I've got no idea how it's going to taste.
Ellie, I hate to tell you, but your time's up.
Hey, Shan!
Hey, Shannon. Okay, so this is the game pie. It's in the oven. I put the pastry on it. I just made a chocolate cake, so that's in the oven there. We've got a roast on, which you need to be watching. I don't think.
It really kind of goes like this. Okay, there's a beef roast in the oven, and there's a game pie, and you've got to do this.
That's it. Your time's up. Shannon, you got 20 minutes. Off you go.
And then she's gone like a puff of smoke.
In the 60-second handover, Kate did manage to tell me most of the recipes, and the last thing she said is, I think we're making a cake.
I'm just going to make my fail-safe chocolate cake.
In my head, I have a basic chocolate cake recipe. I'm just hoping that is this the right cake?
Rachel, that's it. Your time's up.
Okay, so hurry up. I've got a chocolate cake in the oven.
Shannon, it's time to tag your next teammate in. You've got 3 turns left.
The dishes. We have a game pie. I have a beef roast in there. That goes with possibly Yorkshire puddings, which no one's done. I found
How long
chestnuts.
does everything need?
No one's given me any timers. Okay.
Ladies, your 60 seconds is up. It's your turn to cook.
It's a bit of a blur, to be honest. Shannon confused me a lot. I'm not sure how long the beef has been in the oven.
That roast beef needs to be taken off.
I don't want to cut into it at this point because it still needs to rest, but touching it kind of feels like hitting a rock. I don't know how long the cake's been on. I don't know how long the pie's been on. I don't know how long the cupcakes have been on. The cupcakes that are supposed to be risen perfectly are actually sunken in and burnt to a crisp. Look at that! I'm so stressed right now, it's ridiculous. I don't know what to do.
Today's challenge is a tag team challenge. The first person in got 25 minutes and the recipe. Everybody else gets only 20 minutes, no recipe, and then the 6 dishes will go to the judges for tasting.
Look at them! They're burnt. The cupcakes are really bad. They've sunken in, which indicates to me that something went wrong with the batter, and they're burnt.
I'm going to try and remake the cupcakes because I don't know what else to make. I know that there's Yorkshire pudding. I don't know how to make that
I don't know, Matt will probably be able to make Yorkshire pudding.
It's a great idea that Danny starts to remake the cupcakes because there's only 2 cooks left to go. So if she doesn't make them now, we're not going to have any cupcakes.
George, we're well into the tag team challenge. Things are looking up for the blue team. Peter stepped in and he's actually inherited quite a number of great dishes that have already been cooked. So if he makes those Yorkshire puddings and they've made the correct chocolate cake, they're well set up. Red team, they've gone at it like a bull out of a gate. Whether that enthusiasm has actually worked for them, I don't know, because they've made some mistakes. They may have left their beef in the oven too long, and they've wasted valuable time having to remake those red velvet cupcakes.
I'm really hoping at this point that they do get those 6 dishes up.
Danny, your cooking's done. Your 60 seconds with Matt starts now.
These are the cupcakes that are on.
Yep.
I put a timer on, just watch them, make sure that they don't burn. Okay, roast beef.
Yep.
It's done,
Yep.
but we need to make Yorkshire pudding, which is what you need to do.
Any idea how to make Yorkshire pudding?
Huh?
Any idea how to make Yorkshire pudding?
I can't believe it when Matt says to Danny he doesn't know how to make them because we've all said, oh, leave it up to Matt. Matt will know how to make the Yorkshire puddings. And he doesn't.
Let's do this. I have no confidence in my Yorkshire recipe at all. I haven't really ever made it, so making it right now is a complete wing.
In any normal team challenge, this is exactly where I would, as captain, step in and say, right, let's fix this up. But today, from the sidelines, we can't yell out anything.
I'm Gen Y. Why am I doing this?
Okay, this chocolate cake's just come out. It needs to have some kind of chocolate frosting. I don't really know what's it, and it's still hot.
We've got Kumar's 20 minutes and Billy's 20 minutes. And that's it. It's really starting to get tight now.
Right, Peter, your time's up. Your time starts now. 20 minutes to make sense of it. Off you go.
Kumar grabs the cake. It's hot. We all know it's hot because it's just come out of the oven. But he starts to ice it immediately. I can't help myself. I just scream out no. I don't think he's heard me, but the damage is done. I have tried to communicate with a team member, and I've just earned us a penalty.
Son, because of that, next person in has to wait 3 minutes before they start to cook.
Oh, God, really?
Let's hope they can make up the time.
We've got a 3-minute penalty. This could be detrimental to getting 6 dishes up looking beautiful to win the challenge.
Matt, your time's up. You've got 60 seconds to tag your last team member.
You need to plate up some of the beef? Yes. We've got Yorkshire pudding now. I've never made Yorkshire pudding in my life, so...
That's right, leave it close.
That's a failing. Cake needs to be iced, cupcakes in the pie.
Whole pie?
Matt, that's it. Now you, Michael, are the last one in. You have 20 minutes to pull all this together. Good luck.
The blue team has 1 less person, so I've chosen Billy to do a second shift.
So that's all done. And the cake, I've iced it. It's hot. The icing is melting, but I've put it in the fridge to cool because you have time. So we can put another coat of icing.
Billy is the last one in the tag-in, and the blue team has so much hope riding on this boy.
Right, guys, that's it. Your 60 seconds is up. Now, hang on. You've got 20 minutes, but we're going to remove 3 minutes from those 20 because there was some communication happening. That's not allowed.
So you can't do anything for 3 minutes.
For the beef, all I had to do was plate that up, finish off the horseradish cream, and then wait for the Yorkshire puddings to cook in the oven.
It is all on me to get this all together and get it done and up for the judges, and I'm going to do it.
It is pretty hard to be able to work out exactly what the 6 dishes are today, and I hope the ones I'm thinking of are right.
Billy, your 3-minute penalty's up. You've got 17 minutes to pull all of this together and put up 6 fantastic dishes. Off you go, mate.
The first thing I do is cutting up the meat. It looks pink and juicy.
There's already a cream cheese icing made, and I've decided to use that for the cupcakes.
I think we all owe Danny a great debt of gratitude because those cupcakes look fantastic.
Red team, blue team, less than 5 minutes in this first ever tag team challenge. Good luck.
Billy just seems to be like a machine. He's churning out multiple things at the one time. I think we're going to make it.
This is the final countdown. You have 1 minute to go, and remember what's at stake.
Looking at these Yorkshire puddings, as you know, compared to the ones that I've made before, they just look like muffins. But you know, that said, I still had to get it on the plate.
Billy's trying to delicately get the game pie out of the terrine dish.
It just won't come out. Panic definitely sets in.
There are 10 seconds left. The pie's not out. If we don't put the pie out, we've only got 5 dishes. We're going to lose this challenge.
10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Your time's up. Well done.
Eventually, I get it out, but unfortunately, one of the side stuck.
I have absolutely no idea how we did it. The pastry doesn't look quite right, but we managed to get 6 dishes on the bench.
Let's just hope it all tastes good. I reckon we've done a pretty good job. I reckon us old farts have showed those young tarts a thing or two.
Well done. Well done. I am so relieved that we have managed to plate up all 6 dishes. It's incredible. And now it's time for the judges to taste our food and hopefully award my team the win.
Walking down to the tasting, I noticed that there's a third person sitting with George and Gary. Ellie and Alana let out a massive scream. I think mine was more of a squeal, though.
I can't believe my eyes. In front of me is Nigella Lawson. Walking up to the tasting table, I can't believe my eyes. In front of me is Nigella Lawson. I've never felt so starstruck in my life.
Your eyes are not deceiving you. Please welcome a true international icon, Nigella Lawson. She's been in Australia as a guest of the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival. Welcome to MasterChef.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here, I have to say.
My heart breaks because it dawns on me that we have cooked Nigella's recipes and we're about to serve them to Nigella.
So, Nigella, how does it feel to be sitting here about to taste your recipes prepared by these contestants?
I'm very excited. I mean, really, not as frightened as I would be if I were in your place.
Shannon, what does it mean to you to see Nigella sitting here?
Yeah, it's like how to be a domestic goddess is like my Bible, and
Oh, she's so cute.
Come and have a hug. Come here. Come on.
Don't be upset. I bet you've done really well.
Nigella taught me to cook, and she is my biggest idol. It means so much to me that she's here.
It's tasting time. Red team, you're up first. Alana, how do you think you went?
It was really stressful, not being able to communicate with my team or, you know, sort of give them help with anything. But I think what we've come up with, I think you'll be, you know, really happy with.
It looks fantastic. Let's taste the savoury stuff first, George.
The savoury dishes are rib roast with horseradish cream and Yorkshire pudding, potato gratin, Brussels sprouts with pancetta and game pie.
Oh, it looks lovely.
When George cuts into that pie, Ellie's usual smiley face has turned into one of absolute terror and dread.
What's that, like, chunk of meat there?
It's my fault.
It's a piece of veal, George.
I'm serving one of my biggest food inspirations, a pie that has a big chunk of veal in the middle of it. So this is not good.
You don't want me to pass this on?
No.
Guests first.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll start with the beef.
I always had this image of when I met Nigella Lawson. You know, it'd be at a beautiful garden party and we'd be sipping out of phone-bone china, and it's just, it's not. I'm serving her a grey rib roast.
I mean, I'm the sort of person, really, I say, you know, hit it on the head and walk it in.
Yeah.
So I like it really underdone. Having said that, I think that I could finish this very easily.
You know, Nigella's being very nice. That you've overcooked the beef. You guys know that.
I agree with George. I mean, you have crucified a very, very expensive piece of ribeye. Yorkshire puddings?
It's difficult without an egg because obviously the taste you get predominantly is flour.
Nigella is pretty nice about the Yorkshire puddings. They are atrocious.
The Brussels sprouts, how did you find those?
It is a little bit salty, and that's massive for me because I love salt, but love the chariness.
What do you think of the potato gratin?
I liked it, but I know it would be just a teeny bit better if it were slightly more voluptuous.
Now, the pie. I'm surprised, to be honest. I watched you make it across, I think, 3 or 4 different people, and I thought this is going to be an unmitigated disaster. And I think the pastry is smashing.
The pie is fantastic. I love the mixture between this crisp crust and the sort of rich flavour inside of the meat.
I'm absolutely stoked. They love my pastry and Nigella loves the filling. It's wonderful to know that she's enjoying what we've cooked for her.
Great job, guys. Now it's time to taste the sweet dishes.
There are 2 desserts, the Devil's Food Cake and the Red Velvet Cupcakes.
Devil's Food Cake smells good.
Gary loves the smell of our chocolate cake, which is great. Unfortunately, you can tell as they break through that it's just crumbling. It's not what a good chocolate cake is.
I'm sorry to say this, but I do think it is slightly dry. The flavour itself is lovely. It's just a textural issue, that's all.
Danny, tell us about these red velvet cupcakes.
I had noticed that the cupcakes, they hadn't worked. They'd sunken in and they were sort of burnt as well.
So you belted out another batch?
Yes.
Shall we taste?
I just hope I haven't screwed it up completely and that our team actually has some decent cupcakes to avoid elimination.
Shall we taste?
Nigella bites into one of my red velvet cupcakes and she looks pleasantly surprised.
I think they are fantastic, and actually I like it that you made a second batch because I think this shows everything that's important in the kitchen, which is sometimes things don't work and it's what you do to rectify a mistake that makes the difference. And they're fabulous. They are really fabulous.
I'm really proud of my cupcakes. I've made the judges and Nigella happy, which is more than I can ask for.
We're now going to taste the blue team's food and see how they went. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that we may have done just enough to get over the line, but I'm hoping that the overcooked beef is not going to come back to haunt us.
Well, Nigella, this is the food from the blue team.
Wow, it looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
I'm pretty confident that we have a really good chance of winning today because everything we've put out looks good. Pretty sure it tastes good too.
So, Captain, Adam.
Yes, Gary.
How did your team go?
I was a little bit nervous in the middle because I forgot the Devil's Food Cake, but Rachel saved the day and I think we pulled out amazing dishes.
Right, we'll taste the savoury first.
George is cutting into that game pie and the pastry is just big, thick chunks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it looks like a good pie.
We'll start with the beef.
beef, fantastic. Yorkshire puddings, I love. I mean, it's hard to cook simple things well because there are no flourishes you can do to hide anything that's gone wrong.
Look, I think the beef is fabulous. It's tender as and perfectly cooked for me, so congratulations.
The beef being praised is amazing. It looks perfectly cooked how I would want to eat it. And just seeing Nigella smiling and looking up at us is special.
The Brussels sprouts with pancetta. What I get is a slightly undercooked, just blanched Brussels sprout.
Can I say the potato is absolutely delicious, creamy, cooked through the way, you know, creamy potatoes should be.
Now the pie.
You know, I think, it hasn't worked because it did fall to pieces. The chief problem, I think, is the pastry. You've made it hard for yourselves because you cannot cook chunks of meat this size in pastry without them going a bit dry.
This is a pretty big failure of a dish. This could really make or break our chances here.
Right, let's taste dessert.
So who made the devil food cake?
I did.
Where did it come from?
In my head.
Are you pleased with your chocolate cake?
It looks fudgy, it looks really good, but it is not a devil's food cake.
I'm really nervous about them eating it because it's just a cake I make all the time and I don't know if it's good enough.
I think that chocolate cake is a knockout. I mean, completely fabulous. I'll have the recipe, please.
Nigella, loving my chocolate cake, would have to be something I will remember for the rest of my life.
And what do you think of these cupcakes?
It's difficult because the chocolate cake is so moist that it does make the cupcake taste a bit dry by comparison. I think, honestly, maybe 2 minutes less in the oven for the cupcakes, I think.
Blue team, well done. Off you go now, and we'll reveal the results shortly.
Thank you.
Everything has been fantastic, but is that game pie going to cost us a victory today? I hope not.
Nigella, it was an absolute honour having you on MasterChef Australia.
Oh, well, you know what? I have so enjoyed myself, and thank you too. It's been such fun.
We had some really great comments from the judges. We also had some really bad comments from the judges. Standing here waiting to hear the verdict, it's more than nerve-wracking. I'm terrified.
Today certainly presented some hurdles. And I think it showed all of us how important good communication skills are. You had to create 6 wonderful Nigella Lawson dishes. If you win today, then you get to share a fabulous lunch at Tetsuya's restaurant with Tetsuya himself and, of course, Eleanor Arzak, who's one of the few women in the world that have 3 Michelin stars for their restaurant.
The prize today is completely out of this world. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
The bad news, however, is if you're on the losing team, you must decide which 2 people contributed most to the loss. Those 2 people will face off in an elimination and 1 person will be going home.
That's going to be tough. Everyone's friends. Picking 2 people is not going to be easy.
Red team, congratulations. In moments of crisis, you stepped up to the plate. Well done. Alana, you captained the red team and I think you did a brilliant job. Has the red team won?
I think we produced some really great dishes that might just get us over the line today.
So the red team has won. You guys really showed team effort and great communication. The pie. Danielle, pastry, buttery, flaky, absolutely delicious. Who made the filling?
Hayden.
Well done, Hayden. Even though there was a chunk of veal in the middle of the pie filling was to die for. Great job.
Thank you.
Some really great positives, but let's highlight some of the negatives. that beef was well overcooked. Who's responsible for that? Put your hands up. All four.
Well, I don't know.
If you look at it, you've got 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 60 minutes, you know.
An hour and 20 minutes.
Hour and 20 minutes. And that explains why it was grey and dry.
Yeah, I had no idea how long it had been in there for, but I should know at this stage in the competition when a beef roast is done by looking at it and touching it.
We lost the plot with some of our communication. Our beef was just appalling, and our Yorkshire puddings were like hockey pucks.
There was some really bad cupcakes sitting on your bench at one point in time. Who made them?
Me. I was running out of time, so all I got to was mixing it up, and then the next person then had to put them in the oven.
Technical question. Did you put bicarb in it?
I used self-raising flour, but no bicarb.
Alana, did you weigh all the ingredients out for that recipe?
Yeah, everything was weighed out.
I may have cost our team time because Danny had to remake the cupcakes.
Danny, what made you make that decision to redo those cupcakes?
Well, I mean, to be honest, they were pretty bloody awful. There was no way in hell that I was going to serve you guys those cupcakes.
That, for me, is the call of the day. Great job.
Thank you.
So, let's talk about the blue team. Adam, do you think the blue team's won?
Yes, I do think the blue team's won.
Let's look at some positives. First up, has to be the beef. Absolutely fabulous, cooked to perfection. All three of us agreed it was absolutely brilliant. Who was responsible for the beef?
Well, I just
So
put it in the
Rachel,
oven.
Kate?
Someone took it out.
Someone took it out.
It was a real team effort, so well done, all concerned. Now we've got to look at the negatives. Let's be honest, this was not a good pie. The pastry wasn't great.
Yeah, I started with the pastry. Instantly, I know it was a little bit too wet.
It is big responsibility for me on this challenge because I had to go up twice. So if the whole team lost, yeah, I probably have twice the responsibilities to go up for elimination.
Another negative, you had some flaws in your line of communication. Adam, is it true that in your handover you actually only gave 5 recipes to Billy?
Yeah.
I think that threw a number of these guys as they came in, and I think that had a knock-on effect for the rest of the challenge.
I'm the leader. If we lose, it's my responsibility.
We were told from the outset that this challenge was all about communication. And the thing we get the slap on the wrist over most was our poor communication.
Rachel saved my backside with an amazing chocolate cake.
Rachel, that chocolate cake, absolutely delicious.
I must say, I think it was helped by the icing. I think that just finished the cake off.
The point is, Rachel, none of the team really knew what this cake was supposed to be. They left it up to you, and you delivered. That's well done, really.
Lines of communication, that's what we were looking for. But above all, what this competition's all about, tasty food.
The winner of today's challenge, by unanimous vote, is the blue team.
Yay! We won it! I'm going to Tetsuya's. I'm so excited.
Well, fabulous result. Gen X, plus a couple of old fogies, and you took it out.
I think our experience and our knowledge won out today. Sometimes all those years add up to a win.
Guys, you deserve the win. Congratulations.
Get some rest. Don't have breakfast. Because tomorrow you can have a great lunch. Enjoy.
Well, Red Team, it didn't go to plan. You sit here as the losing team.
I'm completely devastated. It means that we're not going to Tetsuya's for lunch. In fact, we're going to elimination.
Unfortunately, tomorrow, you have to look at where you went wrong. Because tomorrow, you'll be deciding which 2 of you will be facing elimination.
This is absolutely the worst challenge I could lose. I feel like I've failed my idol. It's devastating.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
There's a feeling of dread in the air. No one wants to be here.
A decision no one wants to make.
It's a really horrible thought.
Which two deserve to be in the firing line?
I always said that if I was captain, that I would definitely put myself forward.
I cost the whole team.
There's a guarantee with this. For one of you, your MasterChef dream over.